Are you a woman who's over dieted? Now you have hormone issues? Watch this for the solution.
Our first caller is Izzy from Florida.
Izzy, how can we help you?
Hey,
How are you?
thanks for having me on the show. So I'm just going to read it verbatim to make things easy. In January, I started a 20-week prep for a bikini competition. And long story short, my body gave out to me 4 weeks prior to the show, and I was never able to walk the stage. My coach started me off at 1,200 calories for 10 weeks, and 9 weeks out from the show, he dropped me to 800 calories a day with an hour of cardio a day as well. I've struggled immensely with weight gain post-prep, and I'm having a really hard time getting my body back to normal. So I guess my question is, do you have any recommendations for this or any tips on how to get my metabolism back to normal? Because basically I feel like I don't have one anymore.
Did you just now find Mind Pump?
No, well, I found it right after the competition. Well, I heard a talk or an interview that Sal did halfway through. And you were kind of saying that low calories was never the solution and kind of flagged the situation for me because I didn't know anything going into it. And but I was really stubborn and determined to walk the stage. So I was like, whatever. And so
okay, I want to back up here for a second because this will help us as we move forward, okay? What made you continue with that process when you were going from 1,200 calories, which is already insanely low, down to 800 calories and keep going until your body basically forced you to stop? What was it that kept you there?
So my coach was my uncle, and I think in my head I was like, he wouldn't do anything that would harm me. And I also I'm stubborn, so I was like, I can just fight through it, it's fine. And then it was a fact of like, maybe this is normal, and I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So
that's a tough position to be in. The reason why I asked you that, Izzy, by the way, he put you on like what a POW would do. Literally 800 calories a day, working you like crazy. You survived, and that's the right word to use, as you survived. That's insane. That nutrient deficient, hormones probably went terrible.
Yeah, your metabolism didn't survive.
Yeah. So the reason why I asked you that is because I want you to use that same dogged determination to do what we're about to tell you to do, because it's going to require as much, if not more, discipline than what you did before. Because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to tell you, don't do that. You're eating too much, or I need to work out more, or oh no, this maybe I'm going to gain too much weight type of deal. Okay, you got to ignore those voices, and you can listen to the health signals of your body, but you're going to have to really, really be disciplined, at least in the beginning, because it's going to feel kind of weird to do what we're about to say. So I know in your question, it says that you work out with weights 5 days a week, that you do 30 minutes of cardio 3 to 4 days a week. Right now, your calories are about 1,800, which is good. You're gaining weight, which is probably what you need to do at this point. Your body probably needs to gain a little bit of weight. I'm going to take your strength training down from 5 days a week to 3 days a week. And I'm going to take your cardio away. And I want you to just make sure you get 10,000 steps a day. And that's it. Okay. And keep your calories probably where they're at.
Where are they right now?
1,800, she said.
They're at 1,800 right now?
Give or take. I'm probably hitting closer to 16 right now because of my schedule. Okay. I just don't know what to eat or like how to approach the diet part. Okay. So that's kind of my struggle.
Here's the two things I'll have you focus on. And that's it. Okay. Don't eat processed foods. So make sure everything you eat is whole and natural. And hit your body weight in protein. What's your body weight at right now?
128.
Okay, so aim for about 125 to 130 grams of protein a day. So protein, hit that first. So 130 divided by 3 or 4 meals. That's what you have each meal. Eat it first in the meal.
Shoot for whole foods, not shakes and bars.
And only, yeah, nothing processed, including bars and shakes. Only use shakes at the end of the day if you totally missed your protein. Okay, if you miss it by 20 grams, not a big deal. If you're below 100 grams, then go ahead and throw a shake in there. But hit your protein, avoid heavily processed foods. I'm going to say, if you don't have MAPS Anabolic, that's the program I want you to do. Do you have any of our programs?
I have Split.
Wrong one. I want you to do MAPS Anabolic. Follow MAPS Anabolic. Do no cardio except hit 10,000 steps a day. Do what we said, and slowly you will regain your health. Slowly things will start to come back. You're young. You'll be totally fine. It's going to take some time, but it's going to feel very counterintuitive because you're so used to beating yourself up that you're going to feel like, I got to be doing more. That's the idea is to not push your body. The idea is allow your body to heal and to build some muscle.
The only thing I want to add is I want to put you in our private forum, just because I know how challenging this can be to reverse out of this mentally. And we have several clients that are in there that either one, I've helped through a bikini competition, or two, have dealt with something similar to this. So you have a good community of people that are familiar with this. And then, of course, you have the three of us that are floating around in there. So I'm going to get you in the forum. And then what Sal's advice to you is perfect. I just stay focused on that. The hardest part is going to be the mental discipline of sticking to it, trusting the process. A little bit of weight gain is not a big deal. So hopefully we're building muscle. So there should be a little bit of weight gain on the scale. I don't want to see rapid weight gain, 5-10 pounds a week adding, like that would be a big deal. Then we probably have to come back a little bit on the calories for now before we could increase. Maybe we increase too much at first, but that should be the goal. Slowly increase those calories, get stronger, stay the course.
Focus on getting strong. How tall are you?
5'2".
Yeah, your body weight's fine. I focus on getting stronger, doing the things we said. Go through MAPS Anabolic. At the end of MAPS Anabolic, you can do it again. Or if you want to do another program, I would go MAPS Powerlift, because strength is going to be really good to focus on right now, because it's going to mess with your head because of where you came from. So bumping calories, not doing all the cardio, not lifting every single day or 5 days a week, it's going to mess with your head a little bit. So if you focus on strength and you start to see the numbers go up on the bar, it's going to feel very motivating and positive to you. And that's really where you should be focused. I mean, if you were my client, that's all we would focus on is strength. I wouldn't look at anything else. I would just look at how strong can I get you in the major lifts.
You look like you have youth on your side too. So this is you're going to bounce back.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I've worked with a lot of people like was your uncle a bodybuilder? Did he compete before? Is that why you hired him?
Yeah. He had never trained a female before, to be transparent. And he didn't know, I don't think he was counting my calories. He was just giving me a meal plan, like what specifically to eat. So it wasn't until I tracked them that I realized kind of what was happening.
So, I mean, I'm not going to, I'll tell you, some of the worst people to hire to give you diet and workout advice is a bodybuilder. I hate to say it.
Yeah, the irony of that they're the ones giving out the most.
Yeah,
diet
I mean,
advice.
your uncle, I don't know how successful he was at bodybuilding, but
It doesn't matter.
Oftentimes the people who succeed at a local level or regional level in bodybuilding, it's in spite of how shitty their programming is and their diet. It's like their body can withstand the most abuse, and they can keep the most amount of muscle with the lowest amount of calories, and they're the ones that tend to win. They tend to not be the ones that have the best strategy. And then what they do is they take that strategy that they did to themselves, which is probably what he did, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to apply it to you. You're smaller than me, so you're going to eat this much less. And then, oh, it's not working. Let's add more. Let's cut more. Oh, it's not working. Let's add more. Let's cut more. And that's just super common.
I mean, in his defense, I don't think this is just bodybuilder guys like him. I think this is everybody. I think everybody thinks because they got themselves in shape that they can help somebody else get in shape, and it's absolutely not the case at all. Training other people and understanding the metabolism, understanding physiology, understanding nutrition, program, like that's
a whole different skill set.
That's a whole different skill set. And then knowing all that stuff takes a lot of education and practice. And then going and applying it on all different body types, different ages, different challenges. It's just, people think that because somebody else can get shredded, regardless of whether they did shows or not, is a good person to help us with. It's like, no, they're not at all. And this is a very common mistake that we make, especially now that Instagram is so popular.
I wouldn't tell him anything you're doing now, because he may confuse you further or whatever. I wouldn't even let him know. And if he asks, just say, I'm powerlifting now. I'm just trying to get as strong as possible, and just, leave it at that. Did you?
He didn't even want me to reverse diet or anything. He just told me to go back to normal life, and I gained 20 pounds immediately after. Yeah. So that's...
Of course. Did you lose your period during that period of time and all that stuff? And are your hormones back to normal? Do they feel like they're balancing out?
I got my first period back today, and I stopped in May. Yeah. So
that's a good sign.
Or this week. So it's been a minute. My hormones are still a little off, but I guess my concern is, do you think that being lean again is still possible? Or do you think
absolutely.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even.
We're gonna do it the right way next time.
Yeah, you got to do it the right way next time, and don't even try it until you're in a really good,
healthy first,
healthy, strong, fast metabolism. I don't have to do tons of cardio to maintain myself.
Izzy, there's a lot of episodes where we've talked about this, just so you know. So I don't know if you've kind of gone through the old catalog. We've talked about this a lot. When I used to help bikini competitors, I wouldn't even let you hire me like for a prep. I wanted you in the off season because, and you need to know this, whether you hire another coach or you just do this yourself in the future sometime. When you go into prep, where your metabolism is before prep is so important to whether you're going to have success in prep. If you go into a prep and you are already at you got to lose 10 to 12% body fat already, you're also only eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
You can't go into prep. I would not allow a girl, I don't care how much she offered me money wise, I would say no. Your metabolism isn't in a healthy place for us to do an extreme diet and compete.
Consider this: your 800 calories a day that you were eating, or even your 1,200 calories, was just enough to sustain life. Like, it wasn't enough to recover. It wasn't enough to produce hormones, catecholamines. It wasn't enough to support skin or hair. You probably noticed some hair loss. You probably noticed your fingernails started to look weird. Your skin probably started to change. Literally, your body didn't have enough to perform certain functions, and it was just relegated to the most basic functions, which were stay alive. So,
and then you're training on top of that, just exacerbates
well, that's all that.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you put yourself in a situation like POWs, where they're fed 800 calories a day and forced to work hard labor. So
make sure Izzy, get in the forum. Make sure you get in the forum and introduce yourself. There's a lot of people that have been here before, and a lot of girls that compete.
Just get strong. I'm gonna tell you right now. You add a combined 50 pounds or 60 pounds of weight to your total of your squat, deadlift, and bench. You're gonna look better than you ever have. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna be very pleased with how you look. But for now, just focus on getting stronger. That'll get you where you want to go.
Awesome. Thank you.
You got it.
All right,
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When she said it was her uncle, I held back. If it wasn't her uncle, I was gonna rail. Because that's
a tough position to be.
But I mean, he obviously, if he cares about, it's his niece, right? He cares. He doesn't know any better. He's just like, oh, this is what you do.
This is what I did.
But listen, ladies, if your coach is starting you at 1,200 calories at the beginning of your prep, fire them immediately.
Yeah.
That is unhealthy. You're going to end up in a place where it's going to take you a year or two to come out of. I've seen damage so bad. I had a client, took 3 years. Took us 3 years to get things to come back to normal. And that was with dedicated work. So
if you can't imagine yourself eating 1,000 to 1,200 calories less than your current maintenance place, if that number isn't a healthy place to be, you have no business competing.
That's right.
So you should be able to go like, oh, I eat 2,800 calories. Okay, I could take 1,000 calories off of that to 1,200 calories and still be in a healthy place like that. Because you got to keep in mind that over the course of a prep,
you're going to be
dropping and increasing activity.
That's
and
right.
So you need to have runway. And if you come in the show already and you're prep and you're already cutting below 2,000 calories, get out now. You're not in a healthy place unless you're already 2% away from your goal weight, which that's a different scenario. But if you have any significant body fat to lose, 10, 15, 20 pounds of fat, what are you doing?
It has to be stage presentation sports, have to be, especially for women, probably the most unhealthy thing that they can compete in, period.
It's one of the most popular.
Running a marathon is healthier. And I don't even think people should go run a marathon who don't know how to run, or doing a triathlon who don't exercise. I think it's healthier for a couch potato to train for a marathon than it is for a girl who works out 5 days a week and whatever, to go enter into a competition where she's going to present herself on stage. It's one of the least healthy things you could do.
Yeah, Izzy, when you listen to this, I'm going to shout out Rochelle Adair and then also Grace Barga, who are two bikini competitors, all natural, have gone and competed, won their shows, done incredible, and have done that in a healthy manner. So those are great resources inside of our forum, two ladies that have done a great job.